Recording in progress.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. We're joined by head coach Mikey Varas and goalkeeper Pablo Sisniega. We'll take questions from the room first, and then we'll go to Zoom. Starting off in person, take it away.
Mikey, if you can just start off with game day tomorrow, back to reality, right? Playing a game with the team. How do you feel preseason has gone, and just how does the team look for tomorrow?
Yeah, well, I mean, we're really excited. Obviously, we had a short break, a short preseason, so it's a massive challenge to be ready for this moment. But the boys have done just a great job of committing to the cause and to the adventure, and not making anything an excuse, and just playing the hand that we've been dealt as best we can. And really, I think the mood is really good because in the last few days, their legs are starting to feel good, and now they're seeing a little bit the fruits of all the labor they had in the preseason.
Mikey, se viene un partido histórico teniendo en cuenta que pues, es la primera participación de San Diego en un torneo como es la Concacaf Champions Cup. ¿Cómo se siente el equipo? ¿Está motivado? Y si crees que sea una desventaja que, por ejemplo, en este momento que van a enfrentar a los Pumas, que ya la Liga MX ya lleva varias jornadas y ustedes pues todavía no entran en competición en la MLS.
Ya, súper motivados, y si es desventaja o no, eso es para que otros opinan, porque nosotros no pensamos en eso. Nosotros pensamos que tenemos un desafío enfrente, entrenar 3 semanas y medio y estar listo, porque nosotros salimos para ganar todos los partidos y queremos ganar de nuestra forma y de nuestro carácter. Entonces estamos súper motivados, porque obviamente un torneo como este te da posibilidades de ir a un mundial de clubes. Hay muchas cosas, y este grupo ha mostrado un madurez en el primer año donde sabemos ganar partidos, y ahora es solamente concretar todo lo que hemos hecho los últimos 3 semanas y medio y salir de la mejor manera posible.
Mikey, ¿qué has estudiado de Pumas? ¿Qué has visto? ¿Qué clase de partido de rival esperas? Y también un poco sobre la gran historia y trascendencia que representa Pumas para...
Es un club histórico, tiene un cuerpo técnico muy bueno, tiene muy buenos jugadores, también juegan con jóvenes a veces, entonces tienen ese coraje como club. Es un equipo que quiere ser protagonista, tiene buenos jugadores en el medio de la cancha, mucho nivel con balón. Yo creo que puede ser que son 2 partidos distintos, uno en San Diego y uno en la Ciudad de México, pero tenemos que estar preparados para un equipo que tiene buena calidad con balón, y que también tienen mucha solidez atrás cuando bajan en un bloque bajo.
Y una más, si me puedes hablar de la ambición, motivación de trascender en el plano internacional para un club tan reciente como Sdfc, ¿qué significa eso para ustedes?
Significa el mundo para nosotros, porque nosotros estamos acá para hacer reflexión de la comunidad. Queremos dejar a todo San Diego orgulloso del esfuerzo que damos todos los días y esa mentalidad de guerrero que tenemos. Y bueno, nosotros siempre, desde el primer día que nació este club, nosotros hemos dicho estamos acá para ganar. Pero el cómo ganamos y el con quién ganamos importa. Entonces estamos todavía en nuestra preparación para llegar a nuestras condiciones óptimas, pero sabemos que en las condiciones que estamos ahora, que son buenas, podemos salir a ganar el partido.
Mike, you said at the start of training, the goalkeeper was an open competition. Is this a sign of how it's going so far?
Yeah, it was open competition. Obviously, circumstances played into that. One, through last year, both Pablo and CJ played important minutes and had really good games. So that was one. And then, of course, you had the circumstance that CJ ends the season with a pretty big injury. And so it's important for us, this idea of psychological safety and making sure people are back and safely competing is really important. And this is why we had 2 guys like them, right? They were pushing each other all last year, and the fruits of that labor is no matter what happens, we have somebody who's really ready, and we're really excited to see Pablo play.
And Pablo, how do you approach the start of this season, getting the opportunity right away to the first game here?
Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm very excited to play in front of our fans again. Obviously, they're our 12th man, and they've been pushing us all of last year, and I'm sure this year's going to be the same. And yeah, it's felt like a long time since we played our last game. So it was very exciting just to get back out there, get back out in front of the fans. So I think just not just me, but the whole group is just very excited to get back and get going again.
Pablo, you all got to experience a beautiful moment with the supporters with Frontera San Diego yesterday. What was that moment like for you and the players and Mikey as a coach as well, just seeing it from last year, maybe a little smaller to now from what Frontera has grown to?
For me personally, it was very special. Seeing the fans, seeing the support, seeing the little kids that come here and are leaving everything, like they're leaving their soul to support us. It just really motivates the group. So it's very special to have that kind of fan base with such a new club and to really know the whole city's behind us. So not just for me, but for the whole group, it's very special to have that group of fans that are always supporting us through the good and the bad.
Yeah, I was speaking with Anders today. It's not lost on anybody that we get to play in a very special city with a special community because there's a real passion for football here. And they know that they're part of our family. They're part of our team. We don't do any of this by ourselves. We're all in this together. In the good moments and in the bad moments, we'll always be together. And then ultimately, I think one of the reflections from last year is at the end of the year, how Frontera actually ignited the whole stadium to join them. And we've talked a lot about that. That is a pretty crucial moment in the club, that it's a club now. It's not just a team on the field. And we can't wait to see how that continues to evolve.
Question for both of you. Just talk about facing Mexican clubs in Leagues Cup and then now in Concacaf. Kind of having that experience already help in these circumstances. And in your case, Pablo, you have experience playing in past Champions Cups. What have you learned from those past experiences?
Playing Mexican teams always presents a different challenge. They play a little bit different than MLS teams, so we know that they have sometimes a little bit more of that street smart. They can have a little bit of an edge, so we have to be very smart with how we manage games. And then playing in this competition where there's away goals, it also plays a huge factor. So we know that at home it's very important not to concede or to concede as few goals as possible, because I've seen it before with LAFC. The away goal can play a huge difference and can make a very, very big difference when you go into playing that game in Mexico City. So obviously, the way you approach these games is different to a league game. So there's definitely a different approach and different mentality.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, Liga MX has a huge history, right? It's been around a lot longer. It's a very mature league. Very good players. They play in a bit more of at sometimes in these kind of open games, and we just know that at any moment they can be quite dangerous. So the important thing is to show maturity, but to also show that we have street smarts also, and we can manage the flow of the game no matter what's happening.
We'll go to Zoom. We'll go with Scott French first, and then followed by Derek Torgensen, and we'll wrap up with Orlando in Spanish. Scott, can you hear us? Okay, we'll go to Derek.
Hey guys, can you hear me all right?
Yep.
All right. Fellas, I'm probably not going to say this properly, but in terms of importance, obviously, MLS Cup and trying to get back there is going to be the main focus of the season. But how do you rank a tournament like this in terms of importance on where do you focus on putting a lot of your effort and assets into trying to perform well in this competition versus maybe saving a little bit of gas in the tank for the long MLS season?
I'll take that one. For us, it's really, really clear. Every time we step out on the pitch, we want to win the game. And we want to win it our way. That doesn't matter if it's a friendly, if it's a small-sided competition, or if it's a league game or Copa Campeones. The mentality is from the moment we get out of our car to the moment we get back in it, we think about winning and improving our style of play. That being said, it's not lost on us that we're 3.5 weeks into our preseason. So we always look at the short term and the long term in combination. So we're going to go after these games as best we can, but we're also going to make decisions and we're going to go after these games in a way that prepares us for the league, because you can't go for one and not the other. We think that's really irresponsible.
And then Pablo, for you, just the ability to perform on this kind of a stage, and kind of what is your comfort level now that you've been not just with San Diego for a while, but you've really become kind of an integral part and gotten some consistent playing time here?
Yeah, I'm very excited for the opportunity to play tomorrow. I think that these kind of competitions, when you're a kid, you grow up and you want to play in these big games against big opponents like Pumas. So for me, being from Mexico City, growing up very close to where Pumas used to play and going to watch their games as a kid, it's going to be very special to face them, but it's obviously just an exciting challenge for me. So I feel ready. I feel like I'm in a good place. And I'm just excited to take on this challenge.
Thanks, guys. Good luck.
Thank you.
Scott, go ahead.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Wonderful. Hey, Mikey, I got 2 questions for you. First off, the discrepancy in the amount of time you guys have had on the field with Pumas so far the beginning of this year, that they're 4 games in, the kind of form that they're in. What are the biggest challenges of having your first game against a team that's been playing for a month? And secondly, I know you addressed it a little bit in Spanish, and I could understand some of what you were saying, but the biggest challenges that Pumas itself presents. And I have another one that I'll ask after that.
Okay, so Pumas, it's a team that wants to be the protagonist. They have a lot of quality on the ball, really smart coach, and it's a historically big club, so it's going to be a massive challenge for us. In terms of, can you repeat the first part? Sorry.
Yeah, they played 4 games.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, the biggest difference is that they have rhythm, right? They've been together for 2.5 months. They played all their preseason games. Now they're 4 games into their season. But for us, it's not a problem. It's just a challenge. It's not something we're thinking about. What we know is that we need to lean on everything we gained last year through all those hours of training, all those hours together. And we're going to really lean into our style of play, our teamwork, and our fighting spirit while we continue to gain our rhythm. And I can imagine we'll get better as the game goes on and as the games go on.
And going back to Pumas, what are the specifics that you see in them that are going to challenge you?
Yeah, I think it's a team that is good in transition. It's a team that with the ball has very good players in the middle of the field, especially, and 2 players up top who are dynamic and can be a threat on the final line. And then lastly, it's a team that does a really good job of protecting their goal when they're in a low block. Ultimately, we do think it's probably going to look like 2 different games, one in San Diego and one in Mexico City.
Yeah, and then what was my second question is Pumas is a pretty popular team in Southern California. We have seen games where the Mexican team comes in and takes over stadium. I'm not sure that's going to happen as easily in yours as it does a little bit to the north. But what kind of atmosphere are you expecting? How much Pumas support do you think we're going to see?
I think the stadium is going to be electric because Frontera SD is already showing to be the best hinchada in all of North America, and they're going to come out flying the same as we are. And ultimately, we've already played Liga MX teams at home, and I think everybody had that assumption that there would be more Liga MX fans there than our own. But our San Diego FC fans have already shown that that's not the case here in San Diego.
Thank you. Pregunta para Orlando Castellán. Orlando, adelante, por favor.
Gracias. Muy buenas tardes para Pablo y para el profe Orlando Castellán de Servicio Informativo en Deportes. Una pregunta para cada uno, si me lo permiten. Empiezo con Pablo. Pablo, ¿qué tan importante es para ustedes trascender en esta Champions Cup, siendo su primer torneo internacional en esta parte, y qué tan motivados están por enfrentar a uno de los equipos más mediáticos del fútbol mexicano, como es el equipo universitario? Y para el profe, ¿qué tan importante es mañana llevarse un buen resultado para el partido de vuelta? Porque son los primeros 90 minutos, o como siempre se dice en los juegos que son de ida y vuelta, es el primer tiempo. ¿Qué tan importante para mañana ustedes es llevarse un buen marcador para el partido de vuelta y poder trascender en esta Champions Cup? Gracias.
Yo creo que para todo el grupo es muy importante esta competencia y sacar un buen resultado, sobre todo en el partido de mañana. Al final nos ganamos a pulso estar en esta competencia y nos lo ganamos jugando, siendo un equipo nuevo, con un estilo de juego muy atractivo. Entonces, es un privilegio que nos ganamos estar en esta competencia y en este partido mañana, pues tan temprano en nuestra pretemporada y tan temprano en lo que va de temporada, ¿no? Entonces las expectativas del grupo yo creo que siempre son altas porque, como bien dijo Mikey antes, aquí estamos para ganar, ¿no? No estamos para solo venir y pasar el tiempo. Estamos aquí para ganar y el objetivo del grupo siempre va a ser ganar. Entonces las expectativas del grupo son altas y yo creo que todo el mundo tiene muy claro que mañana vamos a dejar todo en la cancha.
Sí, y bueno, en el corto plazo obviamente es importante sacar resultados en casa si ves solamente la competencia y primera ronda. Pero hay dos cosas más importantes. Primero es el rendimiento en el partido y cómo vamos creciendo en el partido en los próximos partidos, porque también seguimos desarrollando para una liga, un torneo muy larga. Y segundo, independientemente del resultado, es cómo respondemos después de ese resultado. Entonces, si nos va bien, cómo respondemos en el próximo partido, y si no nos va bien, cómo respondemos. Y lo que yo tengo mucha confianza es que estos chicos siempre dejan todo en la cancha, como ha dicho Pablo, siempre juegan con una mentalidad de guerrero y siempre responden cuando las cosas van bien o cuando las cosas van no tan bien.
Última pregunta, Manuel Medina.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Alejandro Guzmán de TI Sports. Saludos para Pablo y para Mikey. Una pregunta para cada uno. Pablo, preguntarte para ti sobre la responsabilidad de ahora tú ser el estandarte mexicano de este equipo tras la salida de Lozano. Y para Mikey, preguntarte, hace un ratito mencionabas reconocer la capacidad de Efraín Juárez. ¿Qué tanto sabes de lo que él hizo, por ejemplo, en Colombia hace un año, donde consiguió un doblete? Porque prácticamente fue un boom. Tú como colega, ¿qué tanto estuviste al pendiente o puedes estar al pendiente de lo que hacen a lo mejor algunos otros colegas tuyos que llaman la atención su trabajo? Gracias.
Sí, yo puedo tomar las dos preguntas. Efraín es un gran entrenador y muestra que tiene mucha calidad. Y sí, siempre seguimos el estilo del entrenador porque esto usualmente brilla mucho en el equipo. Y segundo, nosotros acá estamos enfocados con los jugadores que tenemos en el plantel y con quien contamos. Los chicos están totalmente enfocados en ganar el partido y los partidos que vienen. Y nada más.
Bueno, muchas gracias, damas y caballeros. Eso concluye nuestra atención hoy. Ladies and gentlemen, that will conclude our media availability today. Thank you.
Recording stopped.
Gracias. Thank you.
Gracias.